The RVD Gen 4 has dropped as part of Target's latest launch. The 5-time world champion is back, with some new darts we've seen him using prototypes over for the last few months. These are the final version, and Target have kindly sent me these to review in my preferred weight of 23 grams. They are a Swiss point dart, meaning they have a screw in and out point, and they're 95% tungsten, making them a high quality dart. I reviewed the Gen 3 last year and found them to be a bit slippy, and I said that they were zippy due to the micro grip, and that's the sound that they made as they slipped through my fingers. No trace of micro grip though, thankfully, on this latest version. The darts come in a nice flip box, which is usually saved for the blockbuster players such as Phil and Ray. The insert is a dense EVA foam holding the darts nicely with your lifetime warranty behind the foam. The darts are really well presented in their full setup, and they do look much better in the flesh, I admit, than when I saw them in the launch. I'm going to be honest from the off and say that I don't like knurl grip. For me it looks old and reminds me of old darts, but the way it's been applied here is much more classy, so it's a version of knurling that I'm actually warming more to. Frustratingly, the logo is actually on the smooth section, and it sits right where I would hold the dart, meaning I don't get the benefit of the front or the rear grip. But hey, not all darts are going to suit me. Ray actually holds from the front, so the knurl works superbly for his grip, and I must say it does feel very nice to grip from. The rear has radial ring cuts, and the coating adds a little to the grip and premium feel of the dart. Now I'm going to stop and spend a moment on these stems. They have these rotating cuts in there like the 1.5 version of the Muramatsu's Rising Suns, and they're really nice to touch. They have an added level of grip for those who hold the dart and that part of the stem. I think it's a great touch, albeit the actual stems do level out a little bit more if I use these metal heavier stems. The flights are bright and great quality with Raymond's 5 stars, and the whole dart is very well put together. You can see here the Swiss point system, which is fantastic if you want to change to a smooth point when practicing and put a more grippy point when you want to play your game. There's a little bit of detail on the nose here that actually makes it a little bit more detailed than traditional knurling. You can see some gold rings there and a few little sections of extra knurl before you get to the smooth section where the logo is. So we spin it around, you can see the logo here for Target, which moves nicely into this grey-black radial ring cut here. I actually quite like it. It's a very simple, effective grip which works well. Now you can see the detail in the stem. I love these organic curvy cuts, added with these gold tips to hold your flight and the RVD 5-star flights. These really do look great. You can't fault Target for their style, but let's see how they perform on the board. You shouldn't have any issues throwing them straight out of the box. They're set up really nicely, but I've gone straight into my stems and flights that I like to throw, as the metal stems seem to bring my darts down a little bit too far. So here's 3 from the front, middle and rear, to give you an idea of how they may sit for you. Obviously all our throws are different, so please do take this at face value. Now I thought these were going to be a longer dart, so I was pleased when I saw they were only 47mm long, which is right in my sweet spot, and it showed when I threw them. These weren't my best scoring throws, but it gives you an idea of how they enter the board from mid-grip and with shorter stems and a variety of flights. I actually really enjoyed these darts. Don't let Darren from Evolution Darts hear me say that, as he knows I'm not a fan of knurl and he'll find that hilarious. But I did find myself switching to the front grip a little bit more as I threw them. With that front loaded element, it really helped them to keep the tail up, which I like. I was pleasantly surprised as throwing from all front, middle and rear was easy and balanced. I'd say a larger flight is more suited to this type of dart compared to a tailor dart, which may be benefiting from a smaller flight to allow you to stack your darts on top of each other with that flatter entry. These though I think are much more of a high tail entry type of dart, so try and stick to a larger or standard flight is my advice. I didn't have any collisions resulting in bounce outs or any concern about the space in the treble bed. These are nicely shaped and not too thick, so you should have no issues hitting 180s with them. At first I found myself trying to avoid colliding with the other barrels, with these eye-watering £109.95 darts, but then I realised they're not collectors or limited editions, so I can just throw them as I wish, but the feeling was there to not smash these darts with such a high price attached to them, and you just can't help feeling that. I didn't feel as special as I did when I had the Gen 2 Barneys though, as they felt I was using something like a mainstream Elysian, and I was so excited by them. I don't get this feeling as much with these, which is a shame. If they had a mainstream version of the prior Elysian grip on there, then I would 100% agree with the higher price, as you're paying for innovation and precision milling. I'll give these a grip rating of medium, looks 7 out of 10, unfortunately the value has to be a 4 out of 10. These darts are very well made, and what Barney is throwing at the moment, which is what we want to see from a player dart. The balance is good, the finish is good, and the overall aesthetics of the dart are nice. But the main sticking point is the price. Now we've had Taylors and Barneys before at this price, so why does it surprise us? Well, before we had sandblasting introduced, Elysian grip from the Taylor Gen 5 and Barney Gen 2, things that we always wanted to see on a mainstream dart. This however needed a rear section of Elysian 5 or something like that to entice us and give us that value and excitement we wanted from this top end player dart. Here's the Corey Cadby dart alongside the Gen 4. Where is the extra £50 in value? I'm sorry, I just can't see it. RVD has a huge following, and as a dart he's using, I'm sure that these will be very popular, and they are, regardless of price, a nice dart. Now we can get drawn into cost too much when we look at these darts and forget that considering how long they'll last and how much they are, even at £109.95, they will do you proud and last many years. It's a nice dart, well machined and presented by one of the most popular players on the planet. I'm reviewing the Taylor Gen 8 soon, and they are also £109.95, but, and it's a big but, they have the Paul Lim fancy grip at the rear, a black sandblasting and fancy nose, and I really like them. So stick around and subscribe to my channel to see more from the latest launches and help you find that perfect dart. Thanks for watching, and remember, love darts.